Hello, everyone. I am so excited you're able to join me for this week's money chat. And I am Eleanor Prisco, and I work as a money and mindset coach for female entrepreneurs. I'm so excited to be chatting with you today around money, mindset, business strategy, all of the delicious topics that we normally cover in these money chats, and sharing with you my feminine finance methodology and approach when it comes to money, mindset, and all that it includes, from the personal to the business to the strategy. So today I wanted to talk about a topic that has been bubbling up quite a bit in my spaces and communities. And that topic is making money on things that come easy to you. And I want to really riff on this topic and really talk about, the different ways that we can approach this, and how this specific topic bubbles up in our life and in our business, and kind of the pitfalls that can happen with it. So a lot of times when it comes to any of my clients, or even myself in my own experience, when it came to starting my business, right, there was a huge conflict for myself and for a number of my clients that I work with, right, of it feeling uncomfortable for you to receive payment or have high levels of abundance when you are literally making money for something that comes easy to you. And this can be a very uncomfortable feeling, right? So let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, right? If you have run into those same kind of sticky feelings of when you start to get clear on the business that you want to create, right? When you start to get clear on how you would like to earn money in the world that we live in, whether that be your own business or at your dream job, and they the things you are doing naturally feel good to you. They feel easy. They are not intense, hard labor. You don't feel exhausted. You aren't on the brink of burnout. When you start to be pursuing that, you suddenly are like, oh my gosh, is this allowed? Is this okay? You feel uncomfortable, right? You feel like, oh my gosh, this isn't okay. This is not the examples that I've seen in the world around me. I have seen people hating their jobs. I have seen entrepreneurship be a grueling experience for people. I have seen it be something that leads to burnout and needing to sacrifice. And this is not at all the stories and voices that I've heard around making money, right? Earning money, right? Doing the things that we love. And what happens then, we see ourselves pulling back. We see ourselves, when it comes to our business or going after the job we want, right? We see ourselves pulling back. We see ourselves shrinking. This can show up in trauma responses of freeze. This can show up as, running, right? Flight, just kind of running away, completely hiding, freezing up, and just not taking any action, staying in indecision. This can come into people pleasing, which means we are constantly trying to mold ourselves to be a more palatable version, or not really expose ourselves to showing everyone that we're doing something that we love. And it's not painful for us to experience earning money, right? So this is something that a lot of, I think, my clients and myself have faced. And so those are some of the pitfalls that can happen, right? Is that we decide to pursue something that is of great passion to us. And let me know, what is your passion, right? What is the dream business that you want to build? What is the thing that you desire to help people create? Or what do you want to build in this world, right? For me, it's financial empowerment. I desire for every single woman to become just 1 degree more financially empowered than they have before they knew me, right? I want them to honestly become one of the most empowered financial individuals they know in their life, right? And so that means that what I want to do and what comes easy to me, which is talking about money, finding solutions, financial solutions to things, talking and breaking down the financial strategy of business, understanding, financial planning and budgeting, right? Budgeting is not the word that I like to use, but, it's around understanding and being comfortable with numbers, right? And so a big aspect there, right, is that like, this feels easy to me. This is not something that I hate doing. This doesn't feel out of alignment. It doesn't feel like it conflicts with my values, right? I actually feel like I'm helping people on a daily basis in my job. And like, am like, I feel a sense of gratitude all the time washing over me from the fact that like, for my clients, for my business, for what I've decided to create and pursue over the past years that I've built my business, right? And so that conflicts though with what I have absorbed and witnessed when I look at my money story, right? And if you're unfamiliar with your money story is literally just what you have experienced to up until this present day around money. So it's what you have learned, what you observed, what you have experienced, what you witnessed. A lot of times when you were growing up, most of the time from a very young age, you were absorbing information to help your subconscious form beliefs around money, management of money, work, abundance, wealth, right? And so I really invite you in to go ahead and reflect on like, what is your money story? Like, what are those beliefs that you have around money, around wealth, around abundance, around success, right? And so when I went on this journey myself and I discovered my own money story of like, oh, I think that like you have to like work, right? Like there is only it's not an exchange of value. It's an exchange of your time, like hours of your time. And it's exhaustive work. And like, most likely you're going to be underappreciated, financially underappreciated. You're not going to be that happy. You're going to be pretty exhausted. And that's what work is. And so in having that be the belief of what work is, when I started my business, I was like, oh, I need to be busy, right? And this is something which our society has continued to perpetuate, right? Of like the need to be productive, the need to be busy, the need to continually be taking action and, you know, kind of exhausted and going. So it's like, oh, okay, like this is where I need to be. And that's not actually true, right? That's not actually true. Like, this is going back to my money chat from a couple of weeks ago of like, what you naturally get to desire, right? Like when you look at something in nature, you suddenly realize like, oh, wait, like they're not like flowers aren't feeling bad about what they need to grow and survive and like what they need to create the life that they want, right? Or not want, like literally what the life is that they're supposed to have, right? Like the trajectory of a life of a flower, right? Like they are not feeling guilt or shame about that. Yet as humans, even in the same universe, we feel that, right? We feel these sticky feelings of, oh, like I feel guilt or shame about wanting more, about wanting it to be easy, about wanting to be doing something that I love, right? And that doesn't have to be the case, right? If we decide to reflect on our mindset, right, and start to do the mindset work when we start our businesses, and this is why mindset work is so important, and it's why it's an aspect of every single one of my programs, of Feminine Finance Academy, of the Money Mastermind, of my one-on-one work together. We're diving in deep to understand it's not just about the strategy. It is also about your mindset. And this is why mindset has been transformative in my own experience and continues to be transformative and literally lead to the success I have experienced in my business of building a multi-six-figure business, right? It's saying like, oh, okay, like we are having these beliefs around money, but do they have to be a truth? Are they a truth with a capital T, right? And so when we decide to reflect on, oh, this is how I'm supposed to earn money, right? This is how I am supposed to experience wealth, right? I'm supposed to need to sacrifice things. I'm supposed to be burnt out. When we start to challenge those beliefs, right, which is a key aspect of our mindset, is like getting clear on what beliefs we hold and then challenging them with an alternative, with a different perspective. And we start to see like, oh, actually, what if I'm always meant to do what comes easy to me? What if this is actually my zone of genius? What if this is what I am naturally inclined to? And because I decide to follow that thread, because I decide to follow the thing that most naturally comes to me and makes me feel the best and inspires me, I will then inspire others, right? And others will see that it's possible to have a life which is of ease, is fun, is pleasurable, is balanced, right? And by me choosing to live my own unique way, it is actually going to be an inspiration to others, and it will only help change the whole, right? It'll change the whole for everyone. So let me know if that makes sense. And like, let me know in the comments, right? If like, what is it that comes easily to you? And is that in fact an opportunity for you to lean into when it comes to your business offer, right? When it comes to how you earn money, right? Of what feels pleasurable and exciting and good to you, right? And like, in fact, maybe being surprised of like, oh my gosh, that's a way that I can earn money. Like when I first thought, right, about my business and thinking about, oh, I want to talk with people about money. I want to talk with people about managing their money. Some of the first responses I got was, well, more money is like a boring topic. Like you shouldn't really, that's not the topic you should lead with, right? Because like people are going to automatically not want to talk to you about it. It's really boring. It has this idea of being this, dusty, crusty, like old man sitting behind a desk, like wagging his finger at you. And I was like so upset, right? And I allowed that person's belief around what money management could be to like permeate my own beliefs of what my business needed to look like. Now, was that the best decision? No, it wasn't, but it is what happened. And so now I've learned to be like, oh no, I can stand firmly in what I know to be true. Money management is allowed to be easy. It is allowed to be fun, right? We're allowed to go on money dates. We're allowed to create an entirely new relationship with our money. We're allowed to feel empowered about our money. We're allowed to navigate any financial situation. And it all comes back to, right, these reflective questions on what we believe money management is allowed to be, right? What we believe earning money is allowed to be. And it all comes back to this mindset aspect. So when you're wanting to actually shift into a new belief, it really is about reframing and thinking through, okay, well, what if money is allowed to be easy? Right? What if earning money is allowed to be easy and I'm allowed to pursue my zone of genius, right? If I was pursuing my zone of genius and what came easy to me, right? And what would that do for my relationships? What would it do for your relationship with your significant other, right? If you were making, or your partner, right? What would it do to the financial stress that maybe exists between the two of you? What would it do for your relationship with your kids, right? In the sense of like, do you find yourself being like short-tempered around certain things? Do you find yourself saying like, oh, we can't afford that, rather than like going into an explanation of like, we're choosing not to invest in that right now, right? Would you completely feel differently about your debt, right? Like even your mortgage, are you perceiving that as a debt, or are you actually considering that as leverage, right? Because that's what it is. You're leveraging your financial position to be able to invest in, a home and property, right? And you're deciding to like have those conversations in this like fun, playful way, potentially with your kids, right? Would your relationships with your family and friends be completely different because you're no longer feeling that financial stress because you've finally been willing to say, oh, I'm allowed to make money easily, right? I'm allowed this. This is okay. There's nothing bad or evil about it. I am not tricking people. I'm not, causing some kind of harm, right? When you are deciding to share your services, right? You're deciding to provide value. And in exchange for that, you are receiving financial compensation. So this can be a huge shift, right? When it comes to your business, when it comes to your money mindset of actually believing, oh, I'm allowed to make money easily. And when I do, the ripple effect is so vast, right? We just talked about like your relationship shifting, but how would your business shift and that ripple effect happen, right? When you think of your business, who would you be supporting? Who would you be helping? And because of the new skills and services that you're providing, how would their businesses shift, right? How many lives would they be transforming? And so you see this vast ripple effect that happens when you decide to say, you know what? I'm allowed to make money easily. I'm allowed to be financially supported, right? I'm allowed to experience financial stability. I'm allowed to experience wealth, right? Instead of turning towards that guilt and that shame and that doubt and that questioning of, are you harming someone? Are you cheating someone? Are you taking from someone else by receiving what you've always desired, right? And the situation is that you're not, because the entire world is abundant. And so that's kind of what I wanted to share today, of just diving into this a little bit more and really thinking through this topic of better understanding, right? Like, you're allowed to make money easily, right? And that in fact, there is going to be a massive ripple effect in you making money easily, right? Because you're going to be full of passion and excitement at your job and work, right? Because I do see the business you are building as your job, right? Let's value it just as much as if you were working in a 9-to-5, or if you're in a 9-to-5, then this is perfectly applicable, right? But like, treat your business like a business. This is your job, right? Like, your business is your job. Your job is your business, right? And really showing up in that energy, showing up in that way of like, oh, it's allowed to be easy. It's allowed to be pleasurable. I'm allowed to completely deconstruct this matrix, this paradigm of, I am not allowed to enjoy the work that I do, right? I want you to completely deconstruct that idea, because you're allowed to enjoy what you do. And in fact, when you do, you completely have a massive ripple effect on the relationships in your life, on your business, on your client's business, on the community that you're able to support and serve, right? Because what happens is, like, as you start to become, right, someone who is able to experience ease in making money, then you also are able to suddenly become financially empowered, and you're suddenly giving back to your community in massive, massive ways, whether that be your family, your local community, your state, your country, the world, right? It's like this ripple effect that can be felt like across the board. And it's so deeply impactful and important. And so how is any of that, right, negative, right? How is you giving someone else a financial opportunity and job because you need to expand and have team a bad thing, right? How is, you giving greater financial stability and security to your family a bad thing? None of these are bad things. So it's just so, so vitally important for us to be doing this mindset work, for us to dive in deep and deeper and have a deeper understanding and comprehension of what are our beliefs, what are our money beliefs when it comes to our income, right? What are our money beliefs when it comes to managing our finances? And what is the empowered financial path we can take? So if you've got questions, go ahead and drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would absolutely love to see that. And leave a comment, like this video. I'd love to see those notifications come through, because it's always just so wonderful to know that this resonated with you. And with that, I will see you next week for another money chat. Bye.